I know exactly what I did wrong with that rocket, but in 10 minutes, a 10-minute sesh, I wanted to share what I found, which was 3 of the 4 plants died altogether. And our whole hope is on this plant, which finally produced a potato. And so we're going to fix one of the slots. And then we have to work this potato to completion by saving its seed, which is a potato, and then doing the right thing, which is fertilizing the empty spot because it needs fertilizer. And then it'll plant the potato and we'll be back off to the races. So 3 of the 4 died, which was not cool. Oops. This one likes to have its pressure up to 190. Wow, that's crazy. Temperature's the thing. Ideally 23, max of 26, and it'll get up to 26. So he should stay within range and grow just fine. This one also should be just fine. And my code for the plants remains unaltered. Although if I come in and find it empty, I'm going to have to do something different. I know just what I want to do here. All right, so there's that, all important. And then just a couple quality of life things. I upgraded to the hard suit jetpack with extra slots. Should have done that a long time ago. Especially because I'm playing in creative and the propellant never runs out. And then the other thing I did for quality of life was upgrade my atmosphere tablet to use the nuclear battery, because this thing is like life and death for me, and I got tired of turning it on and off, so I'm not gonna anymore. But instead, someday that nuclear battery will run out, and I built and made another one, and living large. Then this goes over here, and this goes here with this here. Okay, so I'm not going to fire anything. Oh, the third quality of life thing I did was I mentioned that my power generation is poor. And I think I fixed that for the moment, or rather improved it. Still, we're going to use up our battery at night, so that's low and that's fine. What I did was I added in a whole bunch of, oh no, look at this. When you jetpack now, you go really fast. I added a whole bunch of windmills. And the windmills don't produce a great deal of power. You can see it there, 20 watts or whatever on a normal situation. But if we encounter a storm on, storm it, help, storm start. If we encounter a storm, these things blow like crazy and generate a tremendous amount of power. Look at that, 10 kilowatts during a storm, which, storm off, stop, which will rapidly refill these batteries. In an average length storm, the batteries top up, which is a pretty good place to be. That little cheaty thing I just did, notwithstanding, still need to generate more power, but at least we're going to get our tanks are going to get topped up during a storm. All right, so I still got 5 minutes, 5.5 minutes. So I was just an idiot. The reason my rocket blew up was I was only measuring the pressure here and running the pressure there. So what we needed to do is watch the pressure on the feed pipe and only push more fuel into it when there's room for more fuel into it. And the other thing I did when I did my test was I did my propulsion test with this on. So I was actually testing the feed of my feeder gas, not the pressure of the pump here. So that was stupid. So I have fixed all those things. And I'm ready, I believe, for a launch. Now I've got code that says, and it can be better, but it's a start. Come on, editor. If we are flying, if we are not flying, then bring on pressure, then load the fuel into the tank. No, point the pump toward the tank. Point the mode toward the tank. We're loading on fuel. And then watch the tank pressure side and stop when it gets kind of full. Turn it on until it gets kind of full and then turn it off. Will get us a tank full of gas. And then when we're flying, point the pump the other way to empty the tank. Watch the engine pressure side of it, the pipe on the engine pressure side. And when it hits, and when it's lower than some number, turn the pump on, else turn it off, right? So in fly mode, so we're going to test fly mode. We're going to empty that tank. We are going to empty that tank right now. So we're in 999, which is fly mode. The pump is aimed at the engines. We're not doing anything right now because the engines have plenty of fuel. And let me check and we're only going to feed it right now just a little bit of gas. We're just doing a little test. We're going to feed it a little bit of gas. Our tanks are full enough for a good test. Let's see what kind of thrust we generate with this configuration. Oh, and that brings up another thing. Even with this half-ass configuration, this configuration is half-ass. This is stupid. Or it's not working. 13. Why is it 13? We said 5. Anyway, 13 and 5 are way too low. 1 minute 48. When it's time to go, let's go. How about 40? Let's just try 40 once. When it's time to go, let's go. There we go. Look at that. Sustained over 22. We're generating all kinds of thrust locked onto our launch pad. We saw it at 21 there for a second. Which still is a ton better than I was doing before, and nothing is exploding, so that makes it nice. Nothing is exploding, so that makes it nice. Now what I noticed was these cables. See this heavy cable through here? These cables are too close to the rocket, this line here, and so it was burning up. And I suppose over time that can still happen, but that's something I noticed as well. So I feel pretty optimistic that we're on the right path, and I don't have time now to refuel, but it'll work. We're not flying. Mode 888. Yeah. We're in mode 888, which is taking on pressure, taking on all the pressure. Let's make sure it's working. It's trying. It's trying hard to bring that tank up to pressure by moving this gas, which there is none, because our umbilical is not. Ooh, do you hear it? Do you hear those pipes singing? I think it's these pipes, or maybe it's that pipe. I don't know. I see that pump going, so we should see this pressure rising, right? Why is this pressure rising? Something's still wrong. We're taking all the pressure. Do we have the refueler? Refueling? No. Let's put more pipe, more, yes, put more fuel in that pipe, which we have plenty of. Keep putting fuel in that pipe. Keep putting fuel in the tank. Not sure why it's blinking. My code sucks. Actually, no. The pump pushes a whole bunch of fuel into this pipe all at once. See the pressure bounce? It's like right toward the maximum that we'd want to use. And the actual tank is filling. Yay, I got it. So that's going to refill, and then we'll be ready to try again. And in fact, I think we're ready to take a flight. I think I can make it to orbit and back. So that'll be next episode. Very exciting. And I'll start with, hey, this is about rockets, and not immediately go into a whole bunch of crap that is not about rockets, right? Okay.